y'all, it's Evelyn, and welcome back to my Flosstube channel for Flosstube episode 13, the lucky number 13. It is Monday, September the 13th, and it's just after 2 p.m. I am sure you might have gathered that this is a different angle of the camera today. We are in the same room I'm usually in, but essentially I have a bit of inflammation on one of my eyelids, and so I needed to wear my glasses. And after what we all saw the last time I wore my glasses on this channel and everything had like a huge blue light thing from my ring light, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and film with the window as the lighting instead to try to avoid that. So hence now we're facing this direction. You can kind of get a glimpse of the piles of crap on the guest bed that you're about to hear about. So yeah, my office is also our guest bedroom. So if you see it from this angle, here is the guest bed and this is my desk that you usually see. If I look this way, I'm looking at the video feed just to make sure I'm still filming because I'm not used to this setup. So anyway, I have not talked to y'all in a regular Flosstube update for quite some time. If you are new here, this is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and all things crafty. I have some sewing and quilting in this video and a little bit of knitting progress and then a lot of stitching. And I also have a lot of life updates since the last time that I talked to you guys. I've done a couple of Flosstube extras, which thank you all so much for watching those, and for everybody who came to my birthday live. That was so much fun, and I'm definitely going to be doing more lives here on my channel. So if you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back and spending a little bit more stitchy time with me. Apologies as well for the pajama Evelyn vibes and the messy thrown up hair. I have a bit of a cold and I wasn't feeling particularly great, but I wanted to talk to you guys about my stitching, so we have pajama Evelyn vibes. So normally in my Flosstubes, I do a little bit of a material minute because I'm a PhD student, and so I work on material culture, which is like the history of objects basically, and I normally share some kind of object from the past, often stitching related, here on my channel. But today I have so much to share that I think hopefully you guys won't be too upset with me if we forego the material minute for this week and I just get to everything that I have here, because I also have a lot of life update. So material minute will be back. This is not the end of it on this channel. It's just today we need to get right into all of this goodness. There is literally so much stuff here. So life update wise, I kind of have two major things to talk about and then a couple of other like little things. So since I last talked to you guys, obviously I saw you on my birthday and I posted my little Flosstube extras or whatever, but my last full update I think was at the end of July, and so we have all of August basically to talk about. I have first up some very exciting news. So the first week in August, and she's already talked about this on her channel, so I'm, not letting the cat out of the bag, I guess. So the first week and a bit in August, Nico and I went and met Sean, Craftivating Creations, and her husband Brett, and we stayed with them, and it was honestly a dream come true getting to meet my stitchy best friend in real life. We went up and stayed with them in Wales, and we did all of the ideal things. We played lots of board games. We did a bit of stitching together, not as much as we thought we were gonna get because we were just doing so many other things. And we went and did a tiny bit of like outdoor touristing. We went to Chester, the city, and like looked at the Roman architecture there and like the Roman amphitheater, the Roman wall. And then we also in Wales went and looked at a little like Welsh mountain, Hope Mountain I think it is. And we also went to an abandoned castle sort of near where they live. Oh god, my pronunciation of this Welsh word, like Sean, the number of times Sean has corrected me. I think it's like Caergorley. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'll show you a picture. We have pictures. And while we were there, Sean and I also went to Create Nostalgia, which is an LNS near where she lives in Wales. And we took a picture there, and it was the literal best. We were there for like, oh God, must have been like an hour and a half. And I have quite a bit of haul from Create Nostalgia that you will see in this video. And honestly, it was just the literal best time. We had the best time. We are so lucky to call, you know, Sean and Brett not just our internet friends now, but our real life friends. And it was just the best experience. I am so grateful to this community for bringing me Sean. So, love you, Sean. And Sean and I did some special stitching as well, which I will show later on in the video. So then the next big life update is actually some wedding planning stuff. You guys, I have a date. We set the date. We have a date. We are getting married on the 10th of October, 2023. So almost like 2 years from now, I will be married. Oh, I'm just so excited. So the last time that we talked, I told you that we were going to go look at like my dream venue. And we went and looked at it, and it was perfect. And we booked it. So I will put up a picture here. It's like a country home, and honestly it's just going to be so beautiful, and I'm so excited, and it's so amazing to be able to say that we have a date. We've also, because the venue had specific caterers you can work with, one of whom we already knew about because some of our friends have used them before, and they own quite a few restaurants here in Cambridge that are amazing. We've gone ahead and booked the caterers as well, so we've ticked off quite a few birds here with one stone, you know. That sounded bad. Ticked off a few birds. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay, I take that back. I didn't say that. And I have also made an appointment to look at some dresses in London in October, which I'm really excited about. I know it's early, but I'm just too excited, so I'm gonna do it. We also went up to London on my birthday, which was the 16th of August. So like the week before I had my live was my actual birthday. And we went up to London that day, and we had this lovely lunch at this French bistro, which was just so nice, outdoors. It was the first time I'd been at a restaurant since COVID, but I felt very safe because it was like we sat outside at these little bistro tables, and like everyone else was very far away from us because I'm still being pretty cautious because of my health. So while we were there, we also got my ring resized, so it fits now. Yay. It was a size and a half too big according to the guy, so luckily now I'm not panicking every 5 seconds that it's gonna like fly off my hand, which is good. And so yeah, so then I have the dress appointment. I'm gonna go with one of my friends, and we're gonna like FaceTime in my mom, my stepmom, my sister, so I'm really excited about that. And last but not least, I got targeted by some Facebook ads for a local photographer who was running this thing where she wanted a few engaged couples to apply to have like an engagement session with her that would be free, so that she could use the images as like promo on social media and their website and everything. And so I entered Nico and I for it, and we actually won. So we just this week on Tuesday at like 7 a.m. right as the sun was coming up and everything, we had this beautiful photo shoot in town for our engagement, and I just got the preview pictures back. I'm not sure whether or not I can include them in the video because we haven't technically like bought them yet. It was just the preview link, but she's already sent them because she said that, you know, she loved them so much she edited them right away, and they are just beautiful. I am so happy with it, and we've actually gone ahead and told her that we want her to photograph our wedding because she just did an amazing job. We loved her. Helen Alderton Photography, if you are in the East of England area and you are interested in a wedding photographer. She was amazing. So I'm really, really excited about that, and I cannot believe we won that. That's it's just like, still to this day, I'm like, oh my god, I cannot believe that I filled out that little thing and it actually worked. So that's like all of the wedding update. We've actually made some like really big decisions about the wedding. We've like booked our date and time with the registrar's office, so it is like officially going to happen, and I'm just over the moon. And then I have a date, October 10th. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We're gonna have a fall wedding, and we did end up going for 2 years from now rather than 1 year from now because of making sure that we can save up and have our wedding be exactly how we want it to be, and also like, hard to say what's happening with the state of the pandemic in the next year. I'm not really sure how gatherings would be affected if we did it next year. So all that to say, I have a wedding date and I'm very happy. And when I talk to you guys next month, hopefully I'll have already gone for my dress appointment. So then I can like gush over how much I loved it and everything. And whether, because there's like one dress in particular that I really want to try. And oh my god, it's so beautiful. I keep looking at it on my phone. I have it like screenshotted. I don't know if I can put it in this video because like, what if Nico looked at it? What if he watches this video to like be supportive and then he saw it? We'll discuss whether or not I can show you next time. Let me just have a sip of my tea. Cheers. Okay, so that's all the life update. Now, also gonna have a bite of the cookie. It's post-lunch snack time. So like I said, I have an absolute load of things to show you today. I have tons of haul from when Sean and I went to create nostalgia, and also other things I've gotten over the last like month and a half, kitting up projects that I want to do this fall and like Christmas stitching and stuff like that, because I'm already thinking about that. I got a lot of plans. I have several new starts that you guys haven't seen yet. Unless you follow me over on my Instagram, then you might have seen 1 or 2 of them. I have 3 finishes. I know. One of which was a start and finish. And I also have some older whips that I've pulled out. I have a new quilt in progress. I started a new quilt. And I worked on my socks a little bit more over the past couple of weeks. Well, no, I've only worked on the socks over the past like week, but anyway. So let's just dive right in. So let's start with the finishes, and I'm going to start with the biggest one first. Let me just get my board. Hold on. Bear with. Whee! Is it weird when I like spin in these videos? Like, does it look like I'm like, good evening and welcome to my channel? Okay, that was weird. Anyway. I've decided to just keep some wonder clips up here so like I have them for these exact moments. So let me just get this ready. Here she is. I finished my Christmas wreath stitch along by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And I am absolutely over the moon with this piece and how it turned out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me go through everything. So I started this back in January, so I was a little bit behind because I think the sale actually started in like November or something, but I managed to catch up pretty quickly and then stick with it. This was my #1 stitch of this year. It honestly brought me so much joy to stitch on this piece. Every single stitch made me smile. I love the colors. This is just like my happy piece, basically. So cute. I really do like cutesy things. I'm sure you guys have gathered that from the amount of Frosted Pumpkin that I've been doing recently here on my channel. And I just absolutely love this piece. I stitched this on 28 count natural casual linen. The called for is PTP Heartland, but I liked the idea of doing it on a more like natural kind of linen, so I am happy with that choice. And I used all of the called for colors. I didn't make any color changes. The only little change that I did make was I shortened the size of Santa's mouth and Mrs. Claus's mouth so that they were kind of a little bit smaller and cuter. I had, the last time I showed you, I had shortened the snowman's mouth, but I actually decided it looked weird and creepy, so I just went ahead and did it the way it was called for in the pattern, and I'm more happy with that. I frogged it and redid it, and I like that better. And I've gone ahead and done some fusible web here on the back, preparing for it to be a pillow. We're going to get the clue this month to FFO it as a pillow. And I went ahead as well and I added on the red sparkle buttons from Just Another Button Co. where they were called for on the pattern. It's my first time putting buttons on a piece, and I think they really kind of make the design. I'm really pleased with those on there. This is just so cute. I just love it so much. And for the backing of the pillow, I am going to use for my pillow backing, this is called for, although I don't know if this exact variant of the collection is called for, but the collection is called for. The Flurry collection from Ruby Star Society, which is designed by Kimberly Kite for the backing. So this will be how the pillow's gonna look, and I'm just so excited. And it will be like a full-sized pillow, and I'm gonna have it sit in our reading chair in the living room. And I'm actually kind of basing a lot of my Christmas decor this year around these colors and stuff. I'm gonna revamp things and have this kind of be my theme, especially because, and I've talked about this before on my channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of Frosted Pumpkin Christmas patterns this year for Christmas, and they conveniently all use a lot of the same colors, so there will be a very similar color scheme in my Christmas decor. And so I want all of my stuff to be kind of, sorry, I just dropped the Wonder Clip because of course I did. Oh, here it is. I want a lot of my decor to like go together. But yay, I finished it. I'm so happy. I love it so much. Nico really likes this one. He likes cutesy stuff like this as well, and he's always enjoyed me stitching on it. We say that I'm Mrs. Claus and he's Santa, and these are our little gingerbread babies, I guess. Oh god, I do love this chart. Such a wonderful stitch along. So happy I participated in that. I was enabled to stitch this by Mary Ashcraft and Rocio Kokohama Stitchery at the beginning of the year, and I'm so happy that I was. Alright, so time for the other two finishes. I'll do the one that was a whip first. Excuse me if I sniffle, it's the cold. So this one was a whip that I started during Stitch Sania, I believe, and this is by A Stitch to the Past off Etsy, and it is the Stardew Valley horse, and I finished it. So this is a present that I stitched for Nico, and it is the horse with a sombrero on from the game Stardew Valley, which is one of our favorite video games. We very recently just started a new farm together, and so we've been playing it a lot recently, and so I wanted to pull this out and finish this for him so that he can put it up in his office in like a little frame. This is on 32 count limestone Belfast, which is a very light green, which I think you can kind of tell from the lighting. I'm trying to see if I can make it look more, because it looks a bit natural, but it's actually a lighter green. It's the same color that 100 Owls is on. And I just think it's it turned out really cute. There are a lot of different colors in there. It might not look like it, but there actually are. And I liked the way that they, made it look very 8-bitty, like in the game. I'll show a picture of what the horse in the game looks like here so you can compare and see how much it really does look like the horse in the game. Nico really likes it, and it's nice to have made something for him. I haven't stitched him anything before, so this is his first little stitchy present from me. And I'm going to get just a little white frame, stand-up frame, so that he can sit it on his desk at work. And I used all the called for colors for that. So now for my start and finish. So this is a chart that I've had kitted up for absolutely 100 years. I've had this kitted up for so long, and I just was waiting, I don't know, for the mood to strike to start it. And after I finished Christmas wreath, I was just really missing having a frosted pumpkin stitch on the go. And since I'm making the seasonal cubes for my cube displays, I decided that I would go ahead and do another one of the little fall ones. Also because I was in like a fall mood, you know, because it's fall, and I was like, pumpkin spice. And so I started and finished over the weekend, basically, Pumpkin Spice by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So it says pumpkin spice and everything nice. This is on a 28 count casual in Oaken from Picture This Plus. This is the called for, although the called for is for crystal Oaken, so like the opalescent version, but I just had regular Oaken, so I went with that. And I used all of the called for DMC, and then Classic Colorworks, Just Rust, and Embers, I think, which were also called for. And you can see the little pumpkin spice lattes there at the bottom, little pumpkins in the leaves, and I just think it's really cute. So I'm going to be displaying this alongside Oh My Gourd, which I have shown before on my channel, which I'll hold it up here. So these two will be next to each other in the little cubes. Oops, we've fallen there. And I think they're going to go together really well. And then I am also going to do, for the last little cube, I love fall most of all. I will put a picture of it here on the side, which I got for my birthday. Sean gave me a little chart money as my birthday present, so I got this chart. And I think I also probably will do Autumn Skies by the Frosted Pumpkin, but I won't finish that as a cube. I'm thinking of doing that one as like a little pillow. I'll show that one as well, or maybe like a little easel finish. I don't know. I also got that with Sean's little birthday money that she gave me. But these two and I Love Fall, I think is what it's called, will be my 3 little cubes that I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna do I Love Fall, and then I'm gonna finish them all 3 together, and hopefully I can get them up before October, so that like they have a good, 2 months of being displayed before I put up Christmas. Because I think I'm gonna do Christmas a little early again this year because #COVID. And I need a little Christmas. I also really like fall, but Christmas joy. I am excited for Christmas. All right, so let me pause for a bite of cookie. Excuse. So now for the rest of my new starts, which I have not finished but did start. I will show you the one that I started while I was with Sean first. So this is in our BFF's project bag that we made, which has this really cute kind of vintage sewing fabric. And I have a little tutorial on my channel for how I made the Notions pouch, which you can see in here. The one that I gave to Sean when we got there to see them. And I've talked about before that Sean and I were going to do Silver Creek Samplers Butter Believe It as one of our best friend start. And we decided to start it while we were together. So I have the called for threads right here. And although Sean and I have made one substitution, so if you can see here, the orange kind of letters are supposed to be Gas Pumpkin Pie, which we couldn't really get a hold of, and also we weren't sure we were obsessed with the like burnt orange. So instead, we've subbed in Classic Colorworks Hollyberry as a red for those letters to kind of go along with the reds in the popcorn box, and we're pretty happy with that decision. And I'm gonna show you guys how far that I got. I haven't worked on this since we were up there in Wales, so this is all of the progress that I made while I was with Sean, and here it is. So I have a lot to say. Maybe you should get Poe and then the start of the next P. This is on 32 count Sparkly's gingerbread linen, which I got from Patchwork Rabbit a long time ago. And then this needle minder I was gifted by Stacy at Stacy Stitches when I won a giveaway from her. So it's from Fat Quarter Shop. And yeah, so this is my little start. I really enjoyed doing these letters so far, and I think that we made the right choice switching to the red, as you can see here. Let me hold up the chart so you can kind of see the difference. So yeah, so this is the red that we chose versus the kind of like orangey color, and I'm really pleased with the red. So we took a picture together after we, right before I left, to show the progress that we made while we were together, so I'll insert that here. And yeah, it was just really cool. We like sat together and put the first stitches in, and it just felt really nice to be there stitching with her. So yeah, that's my first new start, Better Believe It by Silver Creek. So my next 3 starts were all birthday starts. So I talked before on my channel how I wanted to do 3 starts for my birthday this year, and I had initially planned to do Lighting the Way, Silver Creek Lighting the Way, Hello from Liz Matthews, Butterfly Cloche, and the last one was going to be Lindy Stitches, Beautiful Things. So we had some fabric issues that meant that I couldn't start those 3, so I did start Butterfly Cloche, but I had to start 2 different charts for the other 2, which I'll show you now. The fabric issues for the other 2 projects have been resolved now though, so I will show you my kind of replacement fabrics in haul and talk about what that process was then. But first up, I'll just show you the 3 that I started, and I called this Birthday Start Sal, and so you can look at that hashtag over on Instagram. I do think a couple of people started things with me, which was really cool. So the first one that I started on the weekend before my birthday maybe was Glitter Village. I have shown this on my Instagram, and I told you guys in my last video that I'd gotten all the charts in haul, and I started it. So let me show you here. Look at these threads. Aren't they beautiful? Can you see? Oh my god, I love them. Okay, anyway, so I managed to finish the first in the series, which is Glitter House 1. And I am going to be doing them all together in the 9 block. And I'm doing Everything Called For. So this is on a 32 count raw silver linen from Zweigart. So it has like a silver glitter thread running through it. And I started in the top left. And this is my start. Isn't it adorable? Oh my god, I love it. This fabric is literally so sparkly. I don't know. Can you see that? Look at how sparkly it is. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, I finished this little house up here. And the little snowman. He has French knots for his eyes and his little buttons. I think they were supposed to be with only 1 thread, but I ended up doing 2. I might change that later. I'm not sure. I do think he looks really cute, and I am pleased with the uniformity of those. But his eyes do look a little bit thick. I don't hate it, but I'm debating on whether or not I'll change that. And this is a gingerbread needle minder from Caterpillar Cross Stitch that I put on here for like the Christmas vibes. And so this is the first one. So the next one that I'm gonna do is number 2. I'm just gonna go in order. This is number 2. Isn't that cute? So the little pink one will be next. Oh, and these are by Country Cottage Needleworks, if I didn't say. And I am using all of the called for, so it is all over dyes, and then some gold metallic Averissois. Can you see that in the tree? It's kind of so shiny, it's not really picking it up, but this is some of the gold metallic right there, and here around the door. It's kind of getting washed out a little bit. That's probably better. But I just love it. So I did start this for my birthday, which obviously it was a bit sad that I didn't get to do all my planned starts, but I definitely wasn't sad about starting Glitter Village. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Or let me rephrase. You lose some, you win some, because I got to start this. And I'll probably pull that out again relatively soon and see if I can get the second one going. My next start, I started actually on the day of my birthday on the train to London, and we have it in here. So this is the Merry Making Minis Merry Christmas from Heart and Hand. I was enabled to stitch this by Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. She did this little ornament on her channel sometime in the last year, and I just really wanted to do it. I'm using all of the called for colors, except for here where the metal is supposed to be Gentle Arts Garden Gate. Is that focusing? Yeah. This is supposed to be Garden Gate, but I decided to use some silver Krynic to make it look like metal, basically. And so I'm using 001 HL. And this is my start. I'm doing this on a 36 count Steely Knights from Number 12 Stitch Co. off Etsy. I had initially thought that I wanted to do, well, I guess part of the fabric thing starts here. I had initially thought that I wanted to do Lighting the Way on this fabric, but once I got it, it's beautiful and I love this fabric. It's like a purpley kind of gray. I don't know if you can see that, but it just didn't look as stormy, like storm clouds, as I wanted for that particular chart. So I decided to use it for this chart instead. And then I'll use the rest of the, I think I got a fat 8. Yeah, I'll use the rest of it for lots of other charts, I'm sure. So you can see there the silver Krynic that I put in. I've been stitching this one in hand, like while I was on the train and stuff. And I have Mary, and then part of the background ornament, and then here's the little spot for where one of the first diamonds comes in. And then this one does have some beading down here in a couple of places, so. But yeah, so I've made a good start on it. It'll be a very quick stitch. I've just only worked on it like while I was on the train, so not a whole lot of time that I had, but I will definitely have that done and up on the tree for Christmas, because it is not that big of a stitch. It's only like 2 by 3, I think. Yeah, it comes out to 2 by 3, so it is definitely not going to be super big. But that was my next start. And then, so I had 2 Christmas starts for my birthday in August, funnily enough. And then the last start is Butterfly Cloche. So I started this one on my live stream here on my channel 2 weeks ago. And I will show you the chart here. This is what it'll look like. And I have not worked on it since I started it on my channel. So there is a very measly little start on this one because we were just chatting and things, and so I didn't get that much stitching in, but I will definitely be pulling this one back out. I'll show you the colors. These are going to be the colors, so it's just, I'm using her DMC conversion from the MPIs. And here is my very tiny little star right there in the middle. So this is one of the butterfly wings right there in the middle. It's very hard to tell because I'm using a very light color on light colored linen, but it's going to be blocked around with black, so it's not going to blend in that much. I have a caterpillar cross stitch cupcake needle minder on this one in honor of the birthday element to the live. And this is on 40 count antique white. So I'm using 1 strand over 2, and I think it's going to be really beautiful. Obviously there is very little to show, but hopefully I'm going to pull this one out again here soon. I do want to work on my Quaker pumpkins though that I have from Liz Matthews here in the season, and also I want to finish up my May Flowers tree that I started from her, because I'm about like 50% of the way through that chart, I think, and so I'd like to finish that more like immediately than my need to work on Butterfly Cloche. But I'm still very happy I got to start it, and thank you all so much for spending that time with me. It was lovely. Such a fun time. We'll have to talk about other things that we want me to do on live in the future, like if like a Q&A or anything like that. So now we can move on to the 2 whips that I worked on. The first one being Hello Sunshine. from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And this one technically is a finish for now, actually. So I probably should have had this in the finishes category, but alas, I forgot. This is where it was the last time you saw it. And here's where we are now. So I am all caught up with parts 1 through 4. And the last part is going to fill in this little bit right here, and then she's done. I am doing this on 28 count white casual. This is the 3rd of the 4 trees that I'm doing, and I will be starting Hello Pumpkin this fall. And then I'll have all 4 of them done. So since you saw it last time, I had just finished parts 1 and 2. And then maybe 2 weeks ago, I finished parts 3 and 4 together. So I did this butterfly and this cute dragonfly. And the more of the tree that's been released, the more I love it, actually. Especially like this little star. I think I was suspicious of it in part 1, but now that I've seen another one up here, I actually quite like it. And the colors are so fun and bright, especially in real life. They're like even more neon kind of than they're looking, especially these yellows. They're very bright yellow. It's a bit hard to tell on camera, but like this yellow right here is incredibly bright in person. And so we have the flamingo, the toucan, the dragonfly, and the butterfly. So I'm wondering what the final, if there's going to be one last animal here in the tree. And I have the toucan needleminder here that was designed by Caterpillar Cross Stitch to go with the project. And there's the big version of him right there, stitched on the project. So yeah, this one's all caught up. The final release comes out on the 28th of this month, and then this one will be done, and I will start up Hello Pumpkin. My goal is to have all of them finished this year. Although my desire to stitch Christmas might mean that Hello Pumpkin doesn't quite get finished in time for fall, but by God, I'm going to try. Okay, and then last, but certainly not least, I brought out the owl skin. And I did post an update of this over on my Instagram, so you might have seen it. But we are getting there, folks. I can actually see the finish line on this one. I never thought I'd see the day where I was actually close to finishing this chart. It's so massive. Such a big chart. I can't even, it's so big, the fabric. I'm not even sure how to put it on this board. All right, here she is. So this is 100 Owls. It was a stitch along from Owl Forest Embroidery over in Russia, and it was a free chart. It is still available on their website as a free chart, as far as I know. It's in their like free PDF download section. The stitch along was over ages and ages ago. I think like the first week of January or something, but I'm still working on it. So here's where it was the last time you saw it. And here's where we are now. So I worked down here. I finished this big boy with his little wings spread. And then I did this part, which was all of these little owls right next to him. And then I made a tiny start on the next part, which is going to fill in some owls right here. So what's left is these owls right here, the same over on this side. I mean, different owls, but like this tree repeats right here, and then there's a different little clump of owls, and then it's literally the border, and I'm done. So I'm getting there. This one, I absolutely love how it looks. I think it's beautiful. There is a lot of color changes though, and I can only work on a couple of parts before I have to take a break, and as you might be able to imagine, this very big owl was very big and took me a while, so I didn't manage to get more than like 1 3/4 of a part done on that one. But I'm getting there. I'm literally like, you can see how the chart is gonna end here. We're getting there. This is a very big chart, but it's gonna look so good when it's finished. And I'm gonna do it as like a wall hanging. I think I showed the poster hanger I'm going to use for it a couple of videos ago, but we're getting there. If I could get this finished in 2021, I would be very happy. Its 1-year birthday is October 10th, so I don't know if I'll get it done by then. But if I could get it done this year, that would be really cool. So that's 100 owls, and that's everything that I have stitched on since the last time that we talked. So I did make some good progress on some things, I think. Got a few smalls finished, worked on some big boys, some sows, got caught up with those. So I'm very happy with how my progress has gone, especially because after we got home from Sean's, I really didn't stitch for like a week because I was so tired, I think, from all of the excitement of having met people in real life for the first time in 18 months or whatever. But yeah, so that's kind of where I've got to. So we'll talk about plans here in a bit, but we still have quilting, knitting, and haul before we get there. So we got a ways to go, people. Get a drink if you haven't had one yet. So let's talk quilting next. So I decided that I wanted to make a Christmas quilt, and I saw this one by Fat Quarter Shop, which is a free pattern. I'll put it here on the screen. And it's this like Christmas tree with a little border around it, and it uses charm packs. And I was like, oh my god, yay, because I have a flurry charm pack. I have two because it calls for two, but this flurry charm pack from Ruby Star Society, and this is the same as the fabric that's going back on the pillow. So like I said, I'm going for a theme here, and you can kind of, can I do this like flip so you can see? I'm pretty sure Elizabeth Ankin Stitch has shown this collection on her channel. She did a quilt, I think, that had these records on them. Definitely. Ordered 2 charm packs of that, and then I also ordered some Ruby Star gold speckled fabric to use as the background instead of white or another color. And so I have managed to, over the last few weeks, finish like the center block basically with the background around it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold this up without standing up, so I'm going to stand up. Okay, yeah. There you go. So I have the Christmas tree on here. And you can see the gold speckle right here. Just a really pretty kind of neutrally background. And I thought it kind of looked like snow, actually. Like festive snow. So that was part of why I went with it. But so this is going to be my first like actual like person-sized quilt that we could have on the couch at Christmas time, and it's going to go with the decor and the like frosted pumpkin, you know, vibes. So I am very excited about that. Like I said, I finished the center block, which is like the tree basically, and then I added the first of the borders around the tree, and then the next part is going to be the square blocks like all the way around. That's from the second charm pack, and then I just have more of this around the outer edge, and then I quilt and bind off. But I whipped this up over a couple of days. Oh, check my pajama pants. Yeah, so I finished this over a couple of days, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I think it's gonna be super cute, and I'm gonna be really excited to have this up for Christmas. And let me just sit down. And I've decided for the binding, I actually got a jelly roll of flurry as well. And so I'm going to do like a scrappy flurry binding around the edge, because there's going to be so much white that I thought it would be kind of cool to have more of these colors again go as the binding around the edge. I just thought it would be convenient if I did a jelly roll. And then I think I'm going to use the rest of the jelly roll to make some kind of like table runner for Christmas. So that'll probably be my next project once I get the quilt finished. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. My corners are all pretty good except for these two on the top block. These weren't quite as pointy as some of these other two turned out, but I still think it was pretty good. So that's my quilt progress since the last time I invented a quilt. Just kidding, but I started a quilt. I just really love these fabrics. I love the ideas of like these coral pinks and navy blues and turquoise greens with Christmas reds and greens. And so these are the kind of colors that I'm going to be going for my Christmas decor this year. I don't have to change like too much stuff, but I just want to, you know, revamp things a bit. I think closer to the time, maybe I'll do like some kind of like Christmas tour to kind of be like, here's where my Christmas decor started, you know, at my age of 26. And so then in like 20 years, I can be like, oh, look how cute it was, how I used to do my Christmas. Because I'm sure I'm gonna like having a lot more stuff in the future than I have now. The ultimate dream would be like to one day be Priscilla Blaine, but like, you know, that's a big ask, I think. I don't know if I could ever achieve such a lofty goal, but I will try. All right, so the last crafting progress update that I have to show you is my socks. And then I will get into all of the haul that I have. I have definitely discovered that I am more of a seasonal knitter, but I went and got my hair done for our engagement shoot, and I've also started to have some like online seminars and things for my fellowship that I'm doing remotely, and so I've had knitting time in these seminars, and it's like hard to stitch during them, so knitting is just a lot easier to do. And so I picked up my sock again. So here is where my sock has gotten to. So this red marker is where it was the last time you saw it. So I have managed to come up along the foot, and I think I have about an inch more to go, and then I'll start doing the toe decreases. And then I will have one sock, and you can kind of see like the length of the foot there where I've gotten. So I have just a teeny bit more, and then I start the toe. And this is using the Crazy Sock Lady Vanilla Socks tutorial on Magic Loop, and I am using an Osterman step yarn in, I'll put the color number on the screen. It looks like this in ball form, and it is self-striping, and I'm pretty pleased at how that's turned out. It's blowing out a little bit, but you can kind of see the bright kind of sunrisey colors there. And yeah, I'm getting there with it. It's just, at this point, it's kind of just straight, you know, round and round and round knit stitch. Trying to get it to the point where I can do the toes, but I've been marking it the way Crazy Sock Lady shows. So this pink one right here shows where the foot starts. So all of this part here is the leg. I think in the pattern she calls for you to use like 60 rounds for the leg, but I hate having tall socks like that. So I did mine 30, I think. Yep, we are getting there. So you can kind of see now how it's not just like a tube. I mean, it is a tube, but you can kind of see where like the heel is. It's starting to fall a bit more like a sock rather than like before it kind of just looked like a tube. So we're getting there. And then I can cast on the other one in the pair. So I have some more seminars this week. So I'm hoping that maybe I can get to the toe decreases. And then I need to go back to my other knitting whips that I have, because I haven't worked on my blanket or my hat in like 900 years. Yeah. So that's my sock progress. Let me actually move the stitch marker now that you've seen it. Ta-da! Stitch marker moved. So let's see if we can get to the end of this sock by next time. Fingers crossed for me. Okie dokie. That, my friends, is all of my crafting updates. So now for my 9 million things I have bought and was sent. Let's start with Happy Mail. I got some very, very sweet Happy Mail for my birthday and engagement from Bernie at Hooking and Stitching. I will link her here, and she sent me this very beautiful card. This is Happy Moments. That's kind of washing out. With a very sweet little message about the engagement and my birthday and everything. She's Little Gray Hook on Instagram, so I'll link both of them, both her Flosstube channel and her Instagram. And she made me, and I just cannot believe this, she made me crochet like little hand warmers. I'll put it on. Look at that! Isn't that beautiful? I love the colors. Thank you so much, Bernie. This is just an unimaginable gift. I cannot believe that you would give me something like this. Honestly, you all spoil me. I literally, I can't believe that. Just so kind. I'm so excited to wear these in the winter when it gets colder. I've never had hand warmers like that, and I like them a lot better than like a glove. And along with that, she sent me some like fun kind of rainbow ribbons, and then a little needle minder that says "Stay positive." It's just really cute. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So thank you so much. It's just so kind and thoughtful, and it especially like because we all understand the time and effort and like love that goes into making handmade things. The fact that you've sent me like a handmade gift and other people have given me project bags and stuff, like it really does mean so much to me because I know what went into that, and so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I also was sent and I showed this on my channel in a little separate video, but I will be participating in the Lucky Nutcracker style from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I have an unboxing video for this over here on my channel. I will link it below and in the cards. And I can't wait to start this week. I think the first chart comes out on the 17th. So you can follow the Sal over on Instagram at Lucky Nutcracker Sal, I believe. And I will be posting about this over there. So thank you again to Sally and the team at Caterpillar Cross Stitch for reaching out and sharing this with me. I literally cannot wait to start. And I have the little needle minder here, which I will just share again. I love him. My God, I love him so much. So I'm so excited to start that this week. And then for my birthday, Nico's mom gave me a gift card to Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I got some needle minders, which you've seen already in today's video. The only other one that I hadn't shown you yet is Adventure Awaits. Just a little globe. I'm getting quite the Caterpillar Cross Stitch needle minder collection here at this point. But I love this one. I need to put it on a project. I have a couple, I think, that don't have a needle minder on them right now, so I can get those set up. And where do I want to go next? My God, I have so much stuff. Okay. So if you've seen, Mama Loves You GB has started the Great Floss Drop Trade, where people are like designing their own floss drops on business cards from Vistaprint and then, you know, trading them with other people. And I just thought that that concept of making your own floss cards that way, where they'll all be uniform, is just genius. So I went ahead and got some made for myself. So this is one of mine. I designed these on Canva. And then on the back, I have my channel logo. And then it says at Evelyn across the pond, and it has a little YouTube and an Instagram thing. And so I made these for myself, and I love them. I've been using them a little bit. I use them on my pumpkin spice chart. I ordered 500, so I have 2 big boxes of them. I haven't been participating in the floss drop trade just because I'm not really sure that other people want my logo on their little cards, but thank you so much to Michelle for having such a fabulous idea for what to do, and I've been really enjoying these, and they are good quality, the cardstock for the business cards. Let's do the haul from Create Nostalgia next. I have a big bag. She gave us this so that I could show this on my channel with their, oh, come on, with the shop information. So that is where it is. And here's a list of everything they stock. They had a lot of stuff in that store. Loads of charts. And so I got quite a few charts, and then I got a little bit of fabric. Sorry, I'm like trying to juggle 900 things in my hand. Okay, first up, I got some Icelandic blue 32 count linen. Let me hold up the board so you can see the color of it. It's gotten a bit cloudy outside because it looks like it's gonna rain, so it's like a very pale blue. It's a bit greener in person than is showing on camera. And that was, I like how it has the little hanger on it. I thought that was a nice way to package those. I got a pack of 32 count Belfast in this like peach, pinky, orange kind of color. This is a fat quarter. It's a bit oranger. Maybe, yeah, more like that, probably. And then I also got the white polka dot. So there are quite a few charts that call for this from Country Cottage Needleworks. And so that's why I picked this up, because I got several of those charts while I was there. So it's chart time. Oh, well, actually first, I got some Peacemaker's needles from there because I hadn't tried them before and I really enjoyed them. So yeah, these are just size 24. I kind of like bigger needles personally, but anyway. So here are the charts that I got. I got, first up, Merry Christmas, My Dear, from Country Cottage Needleworks. And this, as you can see, is on the white polka dot. I just think these deers are so cute. And then I got Love Lives Here, also by Country Cottage Needleworks. I love the pink on that one. And then I got Wonderful Time of the Year, also from Country Cottage Needleworks. Are you sensing a theme? And then the last Country Cottage Needleworks I got is the Merry Christmas Ornaments, which I just think is really cute, the little baubles. And then the last chart that I got while we were there was Let's Talk Spring from Hands On Design. I love this one. I love the tulips. I love all the birds' eggs and the raindrops and stuff. I'm definitely going to start this in the spring. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So that is everything I got at Create Nostalgia. Like I said, it was such a fun thing to go shopping with Sean. It was the literal most fun. And the lady who runs the store there is lovely, and you can ring them up. They also have an online shop, and they are pretty well stocked. They tend to have a lot of like buttons and threads that sometimes other places are out of here in the UK. So I would definitely check them out if you get the chance. Okay, where do I want to go next? There's still so much stuff. I should have said as well, I got the Ruby Star fabric from Lovely Jubbly Fabrics and the Sewing Studio. I will link those in the description box. The next things that I want to talk about, oh, there's so many options, you guys, you have no idea. All right, first up, I will just show this. So I got some more Berry Crush Lady Dot Creates mini pom-poms. I am going to use these to finish around the edge of the Hello Sunshine tree, but I'm also going to put them around the edge of the pillow, the Christmas wreath pillow, and I think that'll look really pretty, especially with the flurry fabric. It's just like a little extra for the pillow, you know. My God, it's an absolute war zone in here. Okay, let's do fabric next. So I got quite a bit of fabric. So Peakside Needleworks suddenly had a lot of Picture This Plus in stock, and so I scooped it up. Because when you see Picture This Plus in stock, you run, don't walk. And you can quote me on that. Also, it rhymed. If you see Picture This Plus in stock, you run, don't walk. Put that on my tombstone. So first up, we have some 40 count sand. And yes, it is on my comic book cards. Some of them I haven't managed to do that yet. I hadn't had the chance, but these ones I did because I got them a while ago. So that's the first one. Next up, I got some pewter. And some of these are called for some of the Frosted Pumpkin Christmas charts that I want to do. I know pewter is, feldspar is, a couple other ones. So they weren't all like just stash acquisition. Some of them are actually kitting as well. So this is 36 count pewter. And it's like a very light kind of bluey gray. And the Ho 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 Reindeer, which I think I've shown on here. I'll put a picture of it. That's on pewter. So gonna do this one on that, or that one on this actually. Next up, I got feldspar, 32 count. And these are all fat 8. And this one, Autumn Skies by Frosted Pumpkin, which I think I said I got earlier. It's on feldspar, so I'm gonna use that for the kind of like bluey clouds kind of It's a bit bluer in person. It's showing up a little bit gray. So for beautiful things, this was the issue. It calls for 36 count earthen from Picture This Plus. There is no 36 count earthen anywhere. I had ordered some from 123 Stitch that was supposed to deliver in July. It now says it might ship in November. So I obviously didn't have it. And I'm not going to cancel the order because, like, you can never have too much earthen, in my opinion. But I didn't have any, and I really want that chart to be on earthen because I really like that kind of pinky terracotta-y brown color that the fabric is on. I'll put a picture of it here. So I was just going to wait, and then, you guys, Peakside Needleworks had earthen in 40 count. So I got some 40 count earthen. So now I can start beautiful things. It'll be slightly smaller, but it will, however, be on the color fabric I want. So yay! So once I get, you know, to the point where I'm looking to start that, I can start it now. And then next up, I got some Picture This Plus vellum, which quite a few Frosted Pumpkin charts call for vellum, and this one is 28 count. Last, but certainly not least, I got some Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar, 32 count. And this is this really beautiful, it's not picking it up at all. It's kind of like a milky, very, very milky tea kind of color, but more on the yellow side, like more like if you put milk in cream, basically. Cream and sugar. But this is going to be a really good neutral, I think, for times when I want to use white, but I don't want it to be like white. And I'm excited to try Fiber on the Whim because I've never had Fiber on a Whim fabrics before. And usually they're all sold out, but they were there. So I got all these fabric. Then I got more. I told you guys, I had all my birthday money, okay? And also, when you visit your first LNS in person ever in your whole life, you buy a lot of things. Let's talk about the other chart that I wanted to change the fabric for. So like I said earlier, Steely Nights just wasn't going to work on this one for me because I really like how it looks like a cloudy sky in the background because it's supposed to be, I mean, the saying on it is always be a lighthouse, shine your beacon bright, guide every soul adrift to sea throughout their darkest night. And so I wanted it to look like a stormy night. So I went and I ordered from Chromatic Alchemy some Tempest, 32 count Tempest. And I think this is going to be perfect. So it really does kind of look more like that kind of storm cloud vibe I was going for. The modeling is slightly less stark in person. I'm trying to see if you can see that. Not really. But I think this is going to be perfect for that. So that's what I'm going to use it for. Sorry for the crinkles. She like packages them in this really crinkly stuff. And then I also am in the Chromatic Alchemy Fabric of the Month Club. And so she sent some of the, I think this is the July, no, this is the August Fabric of the Month, which is Lavandula. And I get the 32 count linen version. So it's this very pretty purple and green. And there's a little ornament from Frosted Pumpkin that's like a little kitty for Halloween, and I might do that on this. I think that would look really pretty. I'll put a picture of it here, so I might do that on this at some point if I'm feeling like I want to do a little Halloween kind of stitch. And then the last fabric that I got was, and you will not believe this, but Peakside Needleworks had in stock hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie. Slate. I got some slate. I'm so excited about this. This was like the last piece that they had, and I snatched it right up. This is 32 count. And as you can, this is called for in all of the hand-signed design charts, basically, for chalkboard color. And it is the perfect chalkboard color. It has such good chalkboardy kind of modeling. Funnily enough, though, I am not going to use this for a hands-on design chart. And you're like, what are you going to use this for, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. And this kind of is a slight preview of plans, but I am planning to, probably today, start the Cozy Cafe style from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'm sure you've been seeing this all over social media. I was enabled to start it by Elizabeth at Frizzy Lizzy Stitches. She is a relatively new floss tuber. If you have not been watching her, you need to. She's adorable. I love her. She's so cute. She does a lot of similar patterns to me, to be honest. I think we have really similar taste in some of the designs, and I've just really enjoyed watching her. And she has a cute kitty, and I like her. Anyway, so she's been stitching that, and I've been seeing it in every one of her videos because I like binged her 2 weeks ago, and I watched all of them. And every time she saw it, I was like, oh my god, I do want to stitch that, don't I? So I have now kitted it all up. And I had this vision in my head that rather than doing it on the light kind of taupey color that they're using, which is I think quartz maybe, or I can't remember what the called for is, I thought, what if I did it on chalkboard so that it looks like a menu chalkboard, like at a cafe. And so I'm going to do it on chalkboard, and then the letters are supposed to be, some of the letters are in like a dark gray color, and I am instead going to do them in chalk by the Gentle Art so that it looks like a chalkboard. And everything else, like all of the actual cups and stuff, will pop on this fabric, so that was fine. It's just, I just needed to change the words. And I'm so excited about this idea. And then I'm gonna finish it as like a chalkboard and buy like a chalkboard frame from like Hobbycraft or whatever and finish it as a chalkboard, and then it's gonna go next to the coffee machine. And I'm so excited. So I think I'm gonna start this today because I just can't stop thinking about it. I know I shouldn't be starting another sal when I have like 900 sals, but like I want it. So I'm gonna do it. So I have all of the DMC I needed and beads right here. Where's the other beads? There's so many beads. So this is gonna happen, and I think it's gonna happen today, to be honest. So that was my final fabric thing and my kitting up of Cozy Cafe, which is my #1 plan. And then to go along with that, because I've never beaded before, and there's also beading on the little merrymaking mini ornament, I watched Teresa Little Stitcher's How to Bead tutorial that she has on her YouTube channel, which I actually found really helpful, and she shows you how she beads her memorabilias. And I think I will be getting a scroll frame for beading, and I'm going to do it at the end of the project because I don't want to like crush beads or anything. But I also wanted to get some of the kit that she showed in her video. So she uses a tacky bob, which I think those aren't made anymore. So, but I have seen some people using the Allison Rosen is a Crafty Girl, It's Charm School beading needle minders that have like the sticky stuff in them. But it's really hard to get her stuff here in the UK. So I was on Etsy seeing if anybody else made them, and there was a UK company called Denke Designs who made one that's like a little sticky bottle cap needle minder. And it has this little plastic on it here to protect it. But let's see if you can you see how sticky that is? Like, so you basically stick the beads on here, and it's like a needle minder that sits on your project, and then you can just pick them up off of the needle minder to make it easier for you. So you're not like picking them up out of the little, you know, the little boxes they come in or whatever. Along with this, she also sent me this little like hedgehog button needle minder. But so it's Denkai Designs on Etsy. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And the two things that Teresa recommended, in addition to some form of tacky thing, was not to use beading needles because it can be hard to thread them. And so she recommended that her like secret trick is to use the Bowen France needles in the size 28 because the tops of them are really thin. Can you see that? Like the eyes of the needle are really thin, so they actually slip right through all of the Mill Hill beads, and they still have a really big eye to where you can thread them well. So I picked up some of these to give it a try. And she also said that, you know, if a chart specifically calls for a particular color of thread to use with a bead, then she'll use it. But what she often uses is actually invisible thread so that they like blend well into your projects if you use a lot of hand-dyed fabric, because hand-dyed fabric isn't like one color, so there's a chance that the bead thread wouldn't mesh with it, if you get where I'm going with this. So I picked up some hemline invisible thread in the clear color, which is invisible, and then the smoky, which is the one that you're supposed to use for darker fabrics, because the clear color could still show up on a dark fabric. So I picked up some of these to see if I'll need them or not. I thought I could give it a try anyway. And she had tips on how to work with invisible thread as well. So I will link that tutorial because I found it really useful. And it might be helpful for you as well if you've never beaded before. And there is quite a bit of beading on the Cozy Cafe. I mean, there's 4 different called for bead colors. So like, is that everything? Have I actually gotten through everything? Oh my god. Y'all, I think we made it. Oh no, we didn't. I bought charts. Oh god. Yeah. Here we go. With my birthday money, I also picked up a couple of other charts that I will show. So I grabbed the Christmas celebration sampler. Oh, wow. The glare on that is horrible. Okay, I'm gonna put them on the screen. It's because of the window. You can like see all the trees in the backyard. Can you see that? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna put that on the screen. Okay, so I got the Christmas celebration sampler from Frosted Pumpkin. I know Kathleen, Situation Normal, bought this ages ago, and I think she wants to stitch it for Christmas. Kathleen, do you want to stitch it together? Can we do a Sal? Let's do a Sal. I also got the Cozy Gingerbread Snow Globe from Frosted Pumpkin, which is a little ornament that I thought will look super cute on the tree. So I grabbed that. I got Easy Peasy, which is like this little lemon cube, and I really want to put this on our little bar cart that we have in the living room that has like cocktail stuff on it. I just think that would be really cute. I don't know how I'll finish it exactly, but I want to put that on that bar cart, so I grabbed that. I also got the Gobble Till You Wobble chart from Frosted Pumpkin, which is the Thanksgiving cube, and I just really want to stitch that for Thanksgiving. I think it's super cute. I'll stitch it in November sometime. And then the last 2 charts that I got were Lindy Stitches charts because she sent me a little discount code for my birthday via the email newsletter. And so I grabbed Stars Bright, which I'm going to do for my next anniversary piece after I finish the one that I'm currently working on for me and Nico, which is Lindy Stitches I Forget the Rest. And then the last one that I got was Tread Softly, which is the one that she released for the last Needlework Expo, which is a big owl, and the chart says, it quotes a poem from William Yeats, I believe. Yeah, William Butler Yeats, which is, "But I being poor have only my dreams. I've spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly because you tread on my dreams." And I love that. And I love the owl. So, those are the charts that I bought. In addition to, I bought the Cozy Cafe Club. So, and I think that actually is everything. Oh my god. I never thought I'd see the day. So in terms of plans, I am going to start the Cozy Cafe. I'm going to start the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Nutcracker Sal when I get the first chart on, I think, the 17th. So you can check that out. I'll be posting about that over my Instagram for sure. I also am going to stitch a few more of those little fall smalls for my fall display. So I love fall, autumn skies, I think. And then I'm also going to, when the final release comes out, I'm going to finish up the Hello Sunshine tree so that I can start Hello Pumpkin. And then I also want to pull back out Quaker Pumpkins for like my fall stitching. And then I'm thinking throughout October, basically, I'm going to kit up everything for all of my Christmas stitching that I want to do in November and December. And I basically want to start every Christmas chart that I have is kind of my goal, and then they'll just be in my whips for whenever I feel the need to do a Christmas piece. So I'll probably set up some kind of schedule and sal for that. I haven't thought of the details yet. Hopefully I can report on that a bit more in like October maybe, and I'll have a better idea of how exactly I'm planning to do this for Christmas. But I want to get in some fall stitching first and maybe do that little Halloween ornament or something. I don't really have any Halloween projects other than Quaker Pumpkins, which is also like a fall project at the same time. So that one's kind of like, you know, straddles the line, if you will. But that's kind of my plans. Tonight, though, I'm definitely starting on those cups. I just am too excited. And I've been holding off because I wanted to show it, and also because I wanted to finish the pumpkin spice this weekend before I started it. Otherwise, I probably would have started it on, like, Saturday. But anyway. thank you all so much for watching. This has been such a long video. I had so much to update you guys on. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what you see, I hope you like this video and comment down below. Tell me what you're planning to work on for fall. I feel like everybody's kind of getting into the fall mood now that the weather's changing a little bit. If you like what you see, you can also subscribe to my channel. I post monthly updates here on Flosstube, and I also post little extras now and again when I have a little tutorial or an unboxing or something I want to share with you. I also post stitching stuff over on my Instagram, which is Evelyn across the pond, same as here, and I am a bit more active over there in my stories and stuff, and I post updates on my stitching, you know, kind of like behind the scenes progress updates over there. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, you can ring the bell here next to the subscribe button, and that will send you a notification when I post a new video, so you can be, you know, first on the scene if that's something that you're interested in. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for spending, you know, the last feature-length film's worth of stitchy time with me, and I can't wait to see what you all are working on, and I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!